Welcome back to Redbeard RPG and Pillars of Eternity. We're going to explore the rest of Copper Lane. See what's going on here. We got this fella's house. Anything of interest that wouldn't be considered stealing? Apparently that's not considered stealing. That's interesting. What do we got for this painting? Not what I clicked on. Painting depicts the famous scene of the light of dawn, which appears the traveler or ghost happening. Okay. Um, all right, nothing in here. At least for now. We do have that locked door. We got 50 XP for finding that person's house. Not a complete waste, but nothing particularly great gained. All right, so that was Lumdala's house. Let's go to the dormitory. See if there's anything of interest there. And continue along on our journey. All right, what do we got here? Oh, that's stealing. No, thank you. Spilled tea, empty ink pots, one detailed sketch of a fire-breathing dwarf are all that remain in the long study session. That's stealing, that's stealing. I gotta go all the way around to get to that room anyways. It's locked. Sturdy bunks are topped with thin blankets and even thinner mattresses. Good grief. A mattress is
Good
thinner
day
than
to
a
you.
blanket? Good day to you. By Whale's eyeless face, you're one short ogre, but why are you green? And how are you getting the ducks to keep flying around you like that? Let me guess, you smoked a lot of light white leaf, or did you get your hands on some snowcap? Snowcap, snowcap. So few people know snowcap, much less ogres. He beams and nods his head. You're a scrivener? Yes, I am a scrivener. I read books, I write books. Once ate a book, but only because it looked like a sweet pie, or perhaps it was a sweet pie baked to look like a book. Interesting. He's a character. What can you tell me about the dormitory? Uh, okay, so this is like okay, it's a dormitory for the Hall of Revealed Mysteries. So this is all intellectuals, scribes, that kind of stuff. Place smells like old stockings. What does he have for sale? What does that do? Remove Carlo Golden Cash, gain 20% focus. Okay, so these are like straight up potions then. Okay, as well as ingredients for said potions. So that's what I was wondering. I built that lab first out of the things that I could afford, and it was kind of giving me the idea that I could do some alchemy, which I think is the way to go. We can get some potions and some big buffs going. Must be here for Corin. I don't know about Corin. All right, apparently this Corin guy's a big deal. That is not who you are. It's not who you are. Right, there's literally no one in this building named Corin, unless there's some stairs I missed somewhere. No. All right. On to the Hall of Revealed Mysteries then. Should be. Make sure we're not missing anything along the way. I wonder. Oh, let's see. There's the first paragraph. And second paragraph. And third paragraph. And the rest of the third paragraph. So I'm wondering why it gives me all this stuff. Yeah, this guy's literally, he's just a generic historian, but it gives me all this backstory on him. There's something I feel like I don't understand yet. Trying to talk to you. Oh, good grief. Alright, well, can't click on her, apparently. I can't walk on the grounds, so in the door we go. Oh, and there she is again. Yeah, probably not nothing too interesting or important to say, I would assume.
I could while away hours in here. If we had the time, of course. Do we?
Welcome to the Hall of Revealed Mysteries. Got some priests. There's another person to...
Hail and well met.
Okay, there we go. The woman barely glances up from the tomes at the table as you approach. You're welcome to browse the stacks, but mind you keep your voice down. This is still a temple, after all, and Grimda does not tolerate disorder. Tell me about yourself. I'm a scrivener and a devotee of Whale. It's my duty to look after our records and resources. This is a temple, looks like a library. That's because it is. Whale is a god of mysteries and answers, encryption and decryption, concealment and revelation. Its guidance comes from the understanding of the unknown and the protection of hidden knowledge. The Hall of Revealed Mysteries is built to celebrate that. To think there's such a place in Deerwood. Incredible. I'd love a glimpse of the archives. How many secrets must sit upon these shelves? Fascinating. Isn't it? Temples dedicated to Whale tend to hold vast stories of knowledge, and with that knowledge, we unravel and preserve the mysteries of the world. Who's Gridma? Why, she's the High Archivist. She's one of the most accomplished scholars alive today. Nothing goes on without her knowing about it. Almost nothing, anyways. You should probably tread lightly around her today. Okay.
Welcome.
Okay, so there's all kinds of books, but I have a feeling every book we touch is going to be a huge lore dump. So let's kind of just look around for maybe a character who's got a custom name who we can learn about or get a quest from, or maybe join our party. Bright Hollow lab construction completed. Excellent. Let's see what's back this way. We didn't go in that room yet either.
How do you do?
Ah, there she is. An elderly dwarf surveys the stacks. Her skin looks tough and wrinkled as a walnut. Despite her stature, she manages to look down her nose at you. You're welcome to look around, but let the priest and scribers continue their search. She shoots the nearest robed figure with a withering glance. Wouldn't do to give them any excuses. What are they looking for? Maybe I could find it. Could you now? You certainly couldn't do worse than this lot anyway. Thieves made off with the ancient scroll of Whale. They intend to blasphemy by selling that which should remain hidden, secrets of 100 visions. The guards caught one of them, but were overzealous in their interrogation, and all they could piece together was something about a farmhouse on the road to Deerford. Track down the thieves. I don't care what you do with them, but bring back the scroll. Whale rewards a persistent seeker, and so do I. An ancient scroll of Whale. There's a fine prize. I mean, a worthy task. All right. Any more information about missing scroll? What do you know about the thieves? Very little, except they are foolish to believe they could steal from the god of secrets. That, and they were fleeing to a farmhouse. What's so special about this scroll? Whale's the god of secrets. If I told you that, it'd cheapen it. Okay. How to handle the thieves. However you can. Kill them, rob them, then leave them. Makes no difference to me. I'll consider it one of Whale's mysteries. Okay. Tell me about yourself. I'm High Archivist, and I am too old and too busy to be bothered with innate questions. Even just one or two. I'd like to know more about the Whale. That's a rub, isn't it? The Whale's the god of things hidden and revealed. The more of the more of 100 visions one sees, the more one has yet to discover. Though often we call the whale he who sees and is not seen, it is neither male nor female to assign any definitive characteristics to the whales to miss another essential part of its divinity. 100 visions. A term of reference for whales' many revelations. Despite the name, they are infinite. Each epithet leads to yet another enigma. Interesting. And I thought I was busy. All right, so we got another. And possibly this painted eye seems to move whenever you turn your back. Interesting. All right, yet another quest in the books, or in the journal to be completed at another time. We didn't finish it, obviously. All right, so we
Have
did
you ever
have.
chased a skirt wizard? Or do you merely hide behind them?
Don't pawn your personal problems off on me.
They
Good
will
grief.
use you, cast you off when it suits them, never speak another word to you.
Maybe they just don't answer to fiery whore.
What? Anyways, looks like we got a notification here. Storm the Shackler, a slaver from Rakars, has arrived at your keep seeking counsel on some business matters. We're not going to go back there right now. And the other notification, I'm certain, is the upgrades, which I don't think we can afford any at the moment. No, we cannot. All right, let's bring that map up. We did have some business in the first fires, so I think we will head there. We need to reassure that, yes, Caed Nua is in fact our keep, and we're going to keep it. So we will head to the first fires. All right.
You must have seen some amazing sights on your way north.
Sure. Pirate cities floating in the archipelago. The mountain halls of these northern dwarves. Plenty.
I haven't been further south than the Deerwood myself. Maybe I'll come back after I've convinced the Ranga Nui and see all those things for myself.
I hope you do.
So I think this is where we got our business. Let's head there first. I don't know if it matters what time of day we show up, but hopefully not.
Politics, infighting, greed, and a shrine to Margaret as well. Her clergy belongs there.
Is that so? Yeah, I'm also, generally speaking, not a big fan of politicians. They are necessary for existence, but most of them, at least in the U.S. where I live, are not on anyone's side. You got a level up? Nice. We have needed that. All right, so I got 7 points. Um, I'll do some mechanics. I want to keep boosting lore. I'll just carry over that last point, I think. I'm good with that, yeah. Got skills, class unlocks. Looks like we got some new spells. Infestation of maggots. Enemies in the area have their skin infested by hordes of burrowing maggots, inflicting raw damage over time. The more wounded the target, the greater the damage. A target at maximum endurance takes no damage from the spell. Okay, I'll have to keep that in mind. Nature's Balm draws the healing power of nature, creating rapid regeneration effect on party members. That is awesome. I definitely will probably be using that. Purge toxins, purges toxins from the body, all disease effects. Returning Storm brings powerful storm into being, striking a random single enemy in the area of effect periodically with bolts of lightning that stun and deal shock damage. Spreading Plague. Interesting. Stag's Horn. conjures enormous staghorn to attack target, causing piercing damage, inflicting penalty to deflection and reflex. And twin stones, two deadly boulders flying out from the druid's position, dealing crush damage to anyone in their path, exploding on contact with a solid surface, causing any fragments to pierce anyone nearby. Interesting. Beetle shell, in case it's protective shell, absorbing fixed amount of damage before shattering. Oh, that's a good one too. Okay. I like that. We just unlocked some good spells there. That makes me happy. We have needed that for a while. What do you want to talk about? Sega draws up beside you, her fox following at her heels, and takes a seat next
Even if
to you.
you are putting
So
one over
chairs
on
here?
me, it's nice to have a hunting party again.
It is. You've been searching for him for
5
years.
for me. Must be 30-something for Ichimak.
And how's the search
It's been a
going?
long hunt. A long time away from my family. Before, I'd crossed the tundra of Nasitok following caribou herds. I didn't want to leave Kalu and our children, but I was eager to visit lands my people rarely do. But 5 years without finding him. It's like 2 hours of necking. I'm ready to be done with it.
Good grief. All right, and why do you got to find him?
Soul recovery is an old village tradition. We call it the Tarnek Ilitsak. Once in a generation, we seek the soul of a much respected and long dead village elder. We tell him what's changed in the village, how people remember him. The only other Tarnek Ilitsak during my lifetime happened when I was a girl, not long after Persak died. We feasted on blubber and fermented milk for a week, and we honored the chosen huntress as a hero.
Interesting.
Then she left, and we returned to our duties. We still sang her name to the skies during festival season, but we otherwise didn't speak of her.
What happened to her? I don't think she ever returned. It happens that way sometimes. I
It's
see.
not being forgotten by my village that troubles me, but sometimes I wonder how my husband and children remember me, if they think of me often.
I guarantee they do. I would like to believe it, and yet sometimes days go by and I realize they've not crossed my thoughts. Such days are rare, but they happen. It shames me to think of it, but more than that, it scares me.
Still, there's no point in dwelling on it. More often, I find myself wondering whether Persak will remember us. You claim to see souls. What do you think? Do you remember your past lives?
In fragments, yes. Really? What's that like? Frustrating. I only wish I knew more. I don't envy you. I guess I'm lucky to only have to worry about someone else's past
Makes me
life.
wonder what Persak remembers about our village. Or if a turn at the wheel has yanked the details out of his mind like it does for most of us.
What would you tell him about your village?
Masuk is probably much the same as it was 100 years ago. We live between tundra and frozen forests, and the land takes as much as it gives.
Okay.
Our hardships bring us together. And the elders truly unite us. They keep the stories of past generations, and they guide us from season to season, through good years and lean.
Okay. Recently, there have been a lot of good years. My aunt says we've had fewer clashes with neighboring villages thanks to the hunting territories that Persak helped establish. In bad years, we rely on trade with the merchants that pass through our shores. We exchange walrus tusks and seal pelts for grains that last us hard winters. Persak brokered those agreements too. He got us from one Automa ships that used to trade with us. Sounds like this guy did a lot. Oh, wait, wouldn't a lot of those developments happened anyway?
It's the duty of an elder to lead according to the needs and wishes of the village, so who knows?
Okay, so if a different leader was pressure, or if Persak hadn't been the leader and a different one was, but the village was pressuring him to get those things done, then it probably would have happened. Okay. Sounds like you're on the hunt of your own, though, feeling the thrill of the chase or ready for this to be over. Uh, I enjoy adventure. Every day brings something new. Refreshing indeed. Rises, we got darkness on our side. Shall we move on? Yeah, let's go. All right, that's an interesting little tidbit.
Well met, friend.
A young woman wears a simple but well-tailored uniform. She watches the comings and goings around her with quiet attention. Any news to share, or are you just here to Duskel Palace? What's the deal with the palace? It's the seat of government here in Defiance Bay, Duck it's hotbed, regional politics, gossip, a tavern brothel in the city. Deerwood politics. It changes too quickly to be worth keeping up with. Better to strike up a conversation in taverns than try to loiter inconspicuously in a palace corridors. Looking for news. Tell me about the current duck. Avar Wolfgren. That's a sweet name. Don't let the title fool you. Our ducks have been elected since independence. Some find Duck Avar rather coarse. He's a frontier noble. Personally, I think rough and tumble is just the type we need. Okay. And all right, I think that's everything we need to know.
Eh?
Okay, that's considered stealing. So where's the part I need to deal with? Oh, whoops. I thought this is where I was supposed to go to deal with, proving that my place is my place. Something just happened. Kana's just leveled up. We'll wait just a second on that. Who's
Greetings.
Fruga? Praise be to Margan and welcome to her temple. How may I be of service? You seem upset. What's wrong? This is about fires, isn't it? They're just symbols. You can put your faith in them. Slow down and tell me what this is all about. The sacred pyres all around town. You must have seen the statues of the goddess around the city holding up empty braziers. My goodness. Fraga, I've kept them burning steadily for 15 years, but I haven't been able to conjure them for a few months now, and people need to see more of them than ever these days. So what does that mean? It's my devotions and prayers that keep them lit, but lately when I go pray, all I can think about is the hollowborn all over the city, the grieving families, the refugees. How could Margan let us suffer like this? What strength do we gain from a soulless child? What strength do we gain from adversity, from trial and test? The fires don't wither because she lacks faith. They wither because she does not understand how to be faithful to a whore. Good grief, this guy's brutal. A whore wants neither praise nor devotion. A whore wants to be compensated for her services, and Margan is paid and pleasured in sweat and struggle and pain. This mewling imbecile is unworthy of Margan's womanly heat. Take heart and don't event. Let's just shrug. Well, I can't afford to be no nonchalant, but I believe Margan may be speaking to me again. Lately, I've been seeing visions, a place in the wilderness with pools filled with sunbursts of color, strange falls that seem to rise between the heavens even when they splash to the earth, and behind the falls a cave filled with fire and heart and danger, a token for my goddess. I know there's something there, but where it is or how to get there, I've been meaning to ask around the expedition hall, see if anyone recognizes the description. To be honest, though, I don't know what I'd even do if I found the place. Worthless. Like so many of Margaret's flock, afraid of her God's test. If Margaret speaks to her, it is to hasten the end of a hypocrite's life, and this vision is surely a death trap for the weak. Good grief. We'll just ignore what he said. What's the significance of the pyres? Symbolize Margan's power and guidance. Right now, the Temple of Defiance Bay needs to be assured of her presence. Our neighbors in the Villian republics see us as superstitious, but we're just born sensitive to the signs warning the gods. All right. Good grief. All right. So we got Cinders of Faith, a new quest added. Nice. What do we got going on up the stairs? It's generic nobles. Not going to worry about that. That's locked. Lock picking it will probably get us in trouble. There's the Chancellor. Thank you for coming, Redbeard. I've been trying to track you down for some time. This is Marshal Forwin, Eld Baldmar's military advisor. He will serve as witness for this proceeding. Well met, Road Warren. Your reputation precedes you. I admit you've created a bit of stir throughout nobility for your reclamation of Caed Nua. Most are still not sure what to think about you. Yeah, let's just get to the point. The legitimacy of your claim to Caed Nua is in question. Earl Badmar has issued a ruling on the matter. Caed Nua was abandoned for over a century. I claim land through strength of arms. My claim is legitimate. If there were no other claimant, you would be correct. Unfortunately, that is not the case. All may be clear once Lord Gathbin arrives. Do you have any questions for me while you wait? What do you know of that lord? Met him once. It was ample time to determine the character or lack thereof. Good grief. Descendants of old Aryan lines, predates War of Defiance. His great grandfather was Earl of Yenwood during the war, and that's until he stripped his lands and driven from Deerwood. Yenwood? When the Deerwood was a mere colony of Adar, it was divided into 9 ealdorms. When the Adrians were defeated and ultimately driven out, the ealdorms absorbed and borders were adjusted. The Yenwood was one such. The grasp is now the largest of the 7 uh, earldoms. I don't know what that word is. After it consumed the pre-war ealdom of Yenwood, it encompasses notable settlements such as New Henmar, Garen Gasp, Gilded Vale, and of course Caed Nua. Okay. I don't think I have any more questions. Your timing is impeccable. Here comes the Lord now. I figured that's how that was going to go, as he was going to appear as we were talking. All right. And opulently dressed man strides towards the Chancellor, sandy hair trailing behind him, banner caught in a light breeze, boots, heels echoing throughout the hall. An elven woman with cropped hair, dressed in dark, glinting male shadows his steps before taking position alongside him, watches you unabashedly taking your measure. Couldn't have voice acted this part. All right, let's move past this formality as quickly as possible. I have other matters to attend to. So we'll know that Caed Nua belongs to me by right. So no voice acting, or is my headphones dead? My headphones are dead. That's what the problem is. Both these last characters were ones I thought probably should have been voice acted. No, they're not voice acted. That is unfortunate. Let's try this. Hold on just 1 second. So I'm not getting any music out of the audio either right now. Let's try. Let's switch to that. Let's see if that made any difference. Warren clears his throat and glances at you because I'm not going to even get any music or anything. What's this man here? This is the Lord of Caed Nua. There it goes. All right, we're getting some music and stuff now. Thank goodness. I thought he was just another servant, perhaps a valet or porter. Raise my hand. Everyone who owns their own keep, raise a hand and go on. Don't be shy. Imbecile. I like that little snarky little comeback. Hope you've enjoyed your time squatting on my land. Provoke me further, and I'll hang you from the highest wall of all of Caed Nua. when our business is finished. Chancellor, read the Earl's decree. Warren breaks the seal and scroll and unfurls it. Regarding the matter of the Gathabin claim on Caed Nua, Earl Bummer finds that Gathabin claim was never relinquished. By law, Caed Nua is rightfully property of the family. I knew it. Not yet finished reading, my lord. However, the Earl recognizes Redbeard's part in reclaiming Caed Nua, and the site had been abandoned and even some would say cursed for over a century. Before Caed Nua is returned to the Gathman family, the Earl has decreed that Lord Gathman will provide compensation in the form of absolutely not. My lord, the amount is quite reasonable and a requirement for your land to be returned to you if you just allow me to finish. I will not pay a single copper miscreant for my ancestral land. What do you think? I'm blind to the Earl's motives? Lackey, he thinks he can send me a message with an insult. I can have a message sent to you from that son of a whore. Enough. How dare you give me an order? My lord, I suggest you calm yourself immediately. Elven one definitely draws a pistol from a thick leather belt, her eyes widen with anticipation. My lords, please, there's no need for violence. Lord Gathman holds your gaze for several heartbeats, eyes burning with hatred. I'll be coming for what's mine. Count on it. Come, Captain Emery, we're leaving. He sneers and defiantly before storming down the hall. The captain lowers her pistol, giving a smirking shrug and following her employer. I probably should have grabbed him, should have just got physical right away. Well, I can't say that Gavin's reaction was entirely unexpected, though no fault of your own. I'm afraid you made a powerful enemy. He seemed a little upset, didn't he? I've heard he's always been vicious, even as a boy. He can hold a grudge for a very long time. In any case, Caed Nua now officially belongs to you since Lord Gavin rejected the Earl's decree. Here, this belonged to one of the old lords of Caed Nua, but it is yours by right now. I don't know even what that is. Gerd Haywaz Stentes added to inventory. Let's see. Yeah, I didn't like that guy. Tell him if I catch him on. Tell Gathbin if I catch him on my land, they'll be executed. An extreme measure to be sure, but I'll pass the message along. It was a pleasure to finally meet you, my lord. Perhaps we'll speak again under more pleasant circumstances. Farewell, Redbeard. All right, and we got some levels, and the worst part is, unfortunately, that is going to have to be the end of the episode. Thank you guys so very much for watching, and have a good one.